There is one more story concerning fraud that has to do with Dr. Umar Johnson and one Marianne Laurent, or somebody that she is associated with. Let's get to the facts. Welcome back, everyone. Now, we're going to talk about in this video none other than, once again, Dr. Umar Johnson.
Do anybody got a problem with what I just said?
Now, for context, before I get into this clip, because you've seen this video before, she mentioned several things in this video, but one more thing I wanted to touch on was that there is a lawsuit right now pending against Dr. Umar Johnson. And this is several people that are in on this lawsuit at the same time. Miss Marianne Laurent is included, all right? Now, this is a class action lawsuit, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to get Umar Johnson into what they call discovery, so they can figure out how he spent the money, where's the money going, basically overall transparency, what he spent the money on, what bank account is it going to, what institution is he saving the money at or storing the money at, things like that, receipts, work that's been done or renovations or whatever on the school. And they have many people that is included in this lawsuit, but there's one woman that they could not include in the lawsuit because what happened to her possibly would not be considered fraud, but just very bad decision making. And it's very cruel and sad what happened to this woman. Of course, it happens to a lot of women in the world like this, but Umar Johnson is supposed to be an upstanding man, a Pan-Africanist that's supposed to be for all Black Americans, Black people in the diaspora across the world. And he is a champion of Black women. You know the phrase, all right? Black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
It is Black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
Well, with that being said, let's get into what he did to this one Black queen. Of course, this is on YouTube. I'll give a link to this Marianne Laurent's video in the description box. But for all of you, stop pausing the video, ninjas. For all of you, you talk too much, ninjas, look down the description box. And for the rest of you that's still here, please hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. And of course, you want to donate to the channel, hit the join button down below to become a member of the channel. I do have members only videos on the channel, all right? You can hype the video, please, and hit the Cash App $, Mr. Normie. And without further ado, let's get into the reaction.
To bring this thing to a closing, to bring someone who's preying on the community to an end. And then out of all the donors, there's one person we try to include, but they kind of reject her out. This is the woman that I was stating, she didn't fit the criteria, so they claim. But they said she could get an attorney, and the reason she didn't fit the criteria, they call it a romantic encounter. She did give him access to her bank account.
Now, what she's going to go into, of course, this woman could not be included in the lawsuit because of what happened to her, like I said earlier, was really can be whittled down to bad decision making. Even though I would agree with Miss Marianne Laurent, she was frauded in a sense, or I would say Dr. Umar used her good heart against her. But like she's saying, they told her if she can get a separate, she can't be included in this lawsuit. So she kind of get her own legal team or her own lawyer and take him to court for something different other than what they have their lawsuit under. So because of that, this particular woman who could be included in the lawsuit pretty much took an L.
Where I shared in the last video where he took that $6,000. So they reject her. My heart really hurt for her. When I shared with you guys that I went to therapy, her story and the young lady who was in the movie, which I abandoned as a woman, as a mother, as an aunt that have nieces, it wore really heavy on me because, like I told you guys, he's the one who connected me with this woman because we were collecting testimony for him. And then when this woman shared this heart-wrenching story with me, she's like, in her mind, she believed she was in a romantic relationship with this man. But, just because a man is sleeping with you does not mean this person is committed to you. And when he took everything she had, that's all. She told me it took her 8 years. 8 years, which I'm like, wow, 8 years to save 6,000. Well, for her, that's the time frame she needed. 8 years to save $6,000.
Now, what she's referring to is the woman in question that Umar swindled money from. This woman, I believe she's going to explain it. She was a single mother. She had 4 children. She believes she was in a relationship with Umar. And I think she's going to continue the explanation, but she was in a relationship with Umar. At least she thought she was. She allowed Umar access to her bank account. This woman saved up $6,000 over 8 years. Don't ask me about how that happened or the time frame, because not my business, not my money. Either way, Umar Johnson somehow got into her account and took this $6,000 from her, and then saying that he had something to do with it, I guess, even though he took it without her permission, he tried to smooth it over and say he needed it for something. He was going to give it back. And well, you can imagine how the rest of that story went.
This is supposed to be her backup money. She has 4 children. She's a single mother. And when she reached out to him, questioning him for taking the money, he told her he had something to do. He'll get back with her, and she's never heard from him. He literally cut her off, family, literally. So when she told me this story was disturbing, and I gave her counseling. I said, when you're dating a man, one should use reservation. I didn't think it was wise. She gave him that much access, but I'm not judging. My heart went out to her. You can tell she's a good mother. And then before I had issue with him, it troubled my soul so much. I reached out to him. I said, hey, this isn't right. And when I brought the situation to his attention, all he could do is degrade the woman. Oh, you just don't know how many women are in line to be my wife. She's just mad because I didn't choose her. I said, well, we're not focusing on that. We're focusing on that. She said you went in her account and you took $6,000 that she didn't give you permission to touch. You know what? That's not how that went. Did she tell you she got 4 baby daddy? Just try to deflect the situation. I don't care if she had 10 baby daddy. The point is, she was adamant. She did not give you permission to go in her account and withdraw that money, and you did. And I felt at that time I could have done a little bit more, but I'm not going to sit here and lie. I just saw him like some kind of black figure leader, and I kind of fell back. He's like, you mingling what you don't need to be mingling. She's not what you think she is. No, he's not what we think he is.
Miss Mary Lauren, you are correct. And I agree with her as well. All right? I agree with her. It doesn't matter how many baby daddies she got. I mean, she's a single mother. We can go into that. That's a separate conversation. But if indeed she allowed you access to her account, you took money without her permission and then promised to give it back and did not, you, sir, are the enemy.
Enemy spotted.
Also, okay, trying to put it back on her or put it back on Miss Mary Lauren by saying how many baby daddies she has or stuff. Yeah, of course, there's 2 sides to every story. However, your track record, sir, will lead us to believe the woman in question. And so, and I don't know, there's things in the story that we don't know, like how long they was together, how deep was the relationship, why did she give him access to the account? These are things that are a good question that do need to be answered to get better context of the situation. But the fact of the matter is, the way he swindled people like King Randall, the way he swindled the man that was, there was another story about a man that was going to give free desks to him and he never responded. These are ways that he swindled the community, and people have actually wanted to give him legitimate help that he didn't take, but he'll take their money. And so if you took $6,000 from this woman who probably that's all she had, and now she's down bad now because you took all her savings that she probably worked hard for some kind of way, you, sir,
Enemy spotted.
are the enemy. Enemy to black people, enemy to the actual people in the trenches that are actual real Pan-Africanists that do real, support and work in the community, you, sir, are a fraud. And I hope that this woman gets legal counsel and gets her money back one way or the other out of you. All right. So there's that, ladies and gentlemen, another swindle story about Umar Johnson that I wanted to bring to you. This is the last reaction for this video, but I wanted to make sure I touched on that because I thought that was pretty messed up, right? And with that being said, thank you for attending another episode of the Working Man Podcast. I am your host, Nicholas J. Fury. Let me know what you think about this story of Umar Johnson being a bad man, very bad man. Down in the comment section, praying on the single mother he praises so much. Down in the comment section, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell. Be out of the door, and I will see you on the next video.